Hello there. Welcome to the Two is One show. And today I have two guests, Christine and Maurice. I take this opportunity to welcome them to the show. And I'd like Christine kindly say hi to the fans.
Thank you very much, Mercy. Hello, everyone. I'm Christian, as you've heard.
Maurice, kindly say hi.
Hello everyone, my name is Morris Ziovan and I'm married to Christine.
Thank you very much. Thank you even for making it so easy. This is our first couple, Christine and Maurice, and we're very happy to have them hosted in this show. And we're hoping that we'll make your time very, very interesting. Now, straight to business. I'd like to ask these two, how did you guys meet?
Well. That's an interesting one.
Mhm.
Several years back, I I have an issue with the precise the exact date.
Mhm.
Maybe she has it in mind. I remember it was somewhere in the mess, Nairobi University. That's why I was going for lunch. I was working somewhere in Upper Hill. That's why I was going to take my lunch. That's why I met her while she was taking her lunch also. But by then she was a student.
Mhm.
At least I was getting something from my hand.
Were you a student?
Personally, I was a part-time student, yes. But mostly it's like I was in my final stage of studies, yes.
Now, you said something until I was like, is it true what they say that men usually have issues with dates? With remembering dates. Anyway.
But it is true.
Uh-huh.
Because even my birthday, I rarely remember. I'm reminded.
Oh.
Ah,
Nakibara.
yeah, sure. Funnily enough, he's my village mate. So it's interesting that we met in Nairobi while we are still neighbors back at home. So, yeah.
Hey, that is so interesting. I mean, most of us think tukienda huko nje we have to meet with strangers or people from other places. But then it's so interesting when you meet someone that comes from the same place as you. And it's even more interesting when you realize that you're running towards the same goal.
Sure.
So, heko kwenu.
Ashkuru.
Yeah. How long have you been married?
We've been married for roughly 13 years. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, given the situation nowadays,
Yeah.
najua like we're all over social media na unapata watu wanashinda wanasema marriage is scam, it's not working, blah blah this that. Lakini being married and being together for 13 years, I believe it's not very easy. Like there has to be maybe a few challenges here and there.
Sure.
The fact that you're two individuals, mmepatana mkiwa watu wazima na kila mtu ako na belief zake, opinion zake, so coming together, being able to put these opinions and interests and pamoja muweze kukubaliana this is that,
Yeah.
it's nothing easy.
Sure.
So how is it that you manage to come this far? How do you do it differently?
Well, I think every marriage has its fair part of the challenges.
Yeah.
But by the end of it all, this is where love wins.
Yes.
Because I know it has been a journey, yes.
Yes.
From the time we met, of course, there have been some challenges here and there. Because it's not like she's my sister, whereby we have grown together. It's someone who you have met at the adult age, but at least you have been able to collaborate and understand each other. So the challenges that were coming up, it's now the process of us getting to know each other. I want to know her likes, her dislikes. She and also to get to learn what I like, what I don't like. You know, it's with the time that these things you come to learn and understand each other well. That's how now you're able to cope with the whole thing together.
Nice. Now, I want Christine to tell us something here. For those 13 years,
Yeah.
what would you term as the biggest challenge you've ever faced in this marriage? Like, you sum it up in the whole 13 years. Which hurdle was, the hardest?
Um, I don't know. There've been several seasons within our marriage, and we thank God that we've managed to come thus far.
Sure.
But understanding Arthur as an individual is was a challenge because there is what you expect. There are those expectations that you have as a lady, like when you get married, he's a kind of a guy you want to have, and then here comes an individual who has different likes, different opinions that you need to cope with. So getting to understand that this person is an adult, an individual, not as ladies we do have a figure that we want, and especially when we have dads. So you're like you want this guy to measure up to your dad, which is not possible. Yeah, which is not possible. Those are two different individuals. So getting Arthur to be now this person that, oh, okay, today it's under heavy. It was difficult, but by and by you come to learn that these are his likes, this is how he is. You kind of manage to make it work in its own way.
I'm thinking maybe at times you also have to share some of your interest, and so that at least you can be able to blend and
Sure, compromise has to be there in one way or the other. He has to compromise on some things that probably I would not condone, as much as I'll have to also sacrifice on my side. So it's basically a give situation.
yeah, a win-win.
Yeah. Hmm.
That is awesome and very encouraging. Today I ran into a meme. Is it a meme or a meme? Well, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it was kind of guys are just joking about it's the Chris. It has been just a few days ago. We had the Christmas mood, and guys were going home to shag.
Sure.
Wanapelekana, unapeleka mgeni, and you know how our parents in shags wanakuanga vile huu mwaka tena umekuja peke yako. And guys were making fun and they were saying tulienda home tukafukuzwa. How was it like introducing each of you to your parents? What was the reception? Was it a difficult thing for you to do? Did you kind of shy off and worry? Ama iliendaje?
Well, that's an interesting one because I know. Well, let me first get back to where she's saying like it has not been easy because we have on our different parts.
Yeah.
Well, Ada is also my name. That's why you refer to me as Ada.
Okay.
At times she expected me to match a dance, which of course I couldn't. Because and the one time I had to face and tell her, I cannot be your dad. I'm just a husband. So we have to learn to cope with each other.
Sure.
That's how we make things work. Because even now, if you ask my daughter, she would also want to be. The way she sees me, she's not exposed to somebody else.
Yeah.
So she knows I'm the best.
Sure.
So even now, I believe that is the best, and whoever even comes in as maybe the husband should have the same qualities of a dad.
Very true.
It's not
Or
easy.
even better.
That's the reason I said we never even grew together. Yeah, it's not like I'm talking of a situation whereby I'm living next to my sister who understands me because we grew together. There's someone totally different whereby love brought us together, and of course, at the end of the day, love prevailed. Now, coming back now to the issue of us going to the parents or whether we met and such things, mine has been an interesting story.
Yes.
Fortunately enough, from where I was working, I could serve both our parents. And I remember even some of my colleagues knew I was dating her. So at times when she came around, I could either serve or else she was served. The mom now, she was served by somebody else. And at times I could hear my colleague ask me, "Is there anything you want to tell her?" So it's like they were making fun out of it all. Yeah. And you see that time it was not so much exposed or levels hawakuwa wanajua sana.
Yeah.
Alafu sasa ni ile nauliza kuna kitu nataka kumwambia. Until to go to a time when I could serve my mom and she was like, kuna kitu nataka kuniambia leo? I'm like, no. Is she suspecting something? No. So when she used to come visiting,
Did she hear your colleagues tease you?
I think she overheard something. And then where I was staying, where I lent in my house, at times while we were still there, we could even see Dad move around because Dad is a church man.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I can see your dad somewhere. But now, when Kristen came visiting, you know, we could not tell the dad that she's there because our dad knew she's elsewhere. She's in school probably. These are things that used to happen. So ours, it was not received negatively. They were very positive about it. So even when we said now it's time to go visit them, it's like they were waiting for it. So that one I can say I was lucky on that one.
Good for you.
And good enough, he used to come. He used to come home. So yeah, he used to visit home. So it was. I think they kind of knew that this is a guy. Something is happening, especially before now we came for the real introduction. Like they had a clue that this is it. This is going to work.
And actually, I think it was good for you guys. It worked for you because I think in our days some people used to hide and meet up uko kwa barabara.
Very true.
In other places, but not home.
Sure.
And so the parents didn't have an idea. But if you were going home, then it means you really were courageous.
I was not a stranger to the family. So. And then something else. Even if I went home, even on other things or else to do something else, of course, both Dan and Mom, they were also my teachers.
Yeah.
See, now I was not so much of a stranger to the family. Yeah.
That is nice. I've heard you mention on several accounts that love wins. Now, we know that love is a necessity in any relationship or marriage.
Yeah.
It is those emotions that bring us together. You can't be able to stay with someone that you don't love.
Very true.
You don't feel affection for. But I believe that's not the only ingredient in marriage. Would you kindly share with us what are the ingredients that have held you together? Because I don't know, I have a feeling that love is not sufficient on its own to make people stay together for 13 years.
Very true.
Yes. Because like during times when there are challenges or like when you have some disagreements or misunderstandings, the love is there, yes, but I imagine emotions zinakuanga juu. But I believe, as you were saying, we have interest and opinions, and we have compromises and all that. To add to love, what other ingredients do you think have helped you stay together?
Well, there are a number of them, but first and foremost, you know, at times it's getting to understand whoever you are with. Because, of course, when I realized the kind of life that she feels is good or else she likes, it made my work easier. When I realized that those things that I do that really affect her and she doesn't like them, of course, I had to do a change of that. And then she also had to understand that those things that not necessarily that she can change me on, because for example, if I like watching football and she knows eventually, even if she denies me, even if I stay in the house, I'll not be happy.
Yeah, sure.
So there is no need. So I'll just go and watch. That way, at least we're able to understand each other. I'm able to understand what she wants and those things that we can discuss and say this is what we can do maybe now. Other things can wait. You know, that understanding is the most important aspect.
Sure.
Because that is where differences come in. Because me, I do not want to come now and get to understand that she doesn't like this, although she likes that and she eats this. But now if I'm able to calm down, hatuko pale juu sisi sote, at least tunaeleanwa. We compromise somewhere. Somewhere we're able to compromise and we agree we do this and we leave this out. That is something else that has really assisted us now to know the way forward and even to keep us together, because that is that thing that we want. And we know if we can combine efforts, we can be able to achieve that. So those are some of the things that really assisted us.
So you always have to meet up somewhere.
Absolutely. Yes.
Definitely.
And then I'm also getting that in that understanding each other, you're able to at least give each other their space.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
it also helps you maybe grow in your interest, in your career as an individual.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true.
I think that's a very important ingredient in relationships and in marriage, so that someone doesn't feel caged.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like sasa juu nimeolewa nimelipiwa mahari.
That is it.
That is so encouraging. I hope sisi wote we're learning something here and we're also getting encouraged.
Sure.
If maybe hatujakuwa tukisikizana, I really want to enclose you. Nataka akae hapa asiende kuwatch game na wenzake.
I must hang out with other people apart from me.
Hey, that becomes dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, I really am loving things. I'm about to ask a very exciting and interesting question or bring it up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very sure you've had your moments of joy. Now, as a couple, maybe you have something that you do together, an activity or something you guys find that you can do together that strengthens your bond.
Yeah.
What I mean is, utapata kuna mtu mwenye maybe they have a game that they play together, or a sport, or maybe an activity like road trips or something.
Yeah.
What is it you guys like doing together that mnasikianga hii inatuleta pamoja kabisa, we're able to enjoy our time together? Christine?
I'm trying to figure out what specifically brings that, because we have several things that we do at the very least.
Yeah.
Especially the travel bit is a good thing that I think, yeah, like not vacation per se, it doesn't necessarily have to be planned. We can do wacha tu tutembee, like we do a road trip tuseme mpaka tu Marimanti and back. That kind of works in its own special way. I don't know about Arthur whether that works for him, but I know for me it really helps. Unajua hiyo unwind and like get to feel that fresh air without the kids, basically. Because when the kids are there, it makes you, especially as a mother, it makes you concentrate more on the kids than on him. So I think the travel bit works for us, and going kidogo ka out hapa na pale, that works, where you give each other attention that you necessarily need to build yourselves up. I don't know, maybe there's something else we do that works. I don't know.
Yeah. I know being a mother, she's trying to avoid the parting thing. But it happens. Times to move out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, times to move out, party together, achieve in some late hours.
Yeah, with friends,
Yeah.
sometimes okay too.
At times we alone, then all of a sudden friends join us. We push it even up to late, and we enjoy it. So those things happen. And a few other things that we're trying to bring up, we see if we can be able to do them together. She doesn't mention that I'm trying to teach her to play the pool table.
I actually I'm excited.
I'm not getting it completely. I think the kids are getting it better than me, but slowly by slowly I'll get there. So yeah,
Yeah, you will.
It's fun in its own way.
That is nice to hear. Actually, it just takes interest. What you're interested in doing, you get to know.
Very true.
And now that I heard about partying, who is the dancer here? Who is the dancer?
That's a tricky one.
It depends on the kind of music.
Okay.
Yeah. He's
Well,
he's good at Mugithi, I think. Yeah. And better at other things. Yeah. So
but that's really exciting and interesting. I think those are some of the things also that help us to bond vizuri,
yeah,
and if there were gaps, we're able to bridge those gaps
very true.
because those are very happy moments
Sure.
where you let go, and you open your heart. So kama kulikuwa na hitch mahali, you're able to speak it up at such moments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just imagining when maybe there is an issue. I'm not a counselor per se, but I have advised a few people here and there that maybe when you're so angry or when there's an issue and you feel like you're busting, like you're really up with you, it's always not the best practice to deal with it then.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So has this come out in your marriage, in your relationship? Like when you're really angry, because I imagine there are those moments. Unasikianga sasa amenifanyia hivyo kwa nini? Surely. Surely.
Well, these moments, of course, have been there. That's why I said, well, I haven't come across a marriage that people say it's 100% perfect.
Uh-huh.
But the most important is people to get to learn how to understand each other and how to cope with situations. At times, we turn the time is a healer of so many things. I think ours somehow works because we have not been together throughout because of our even working situations. Yes.
Yeah.
So at times hata tukifika na ile kilele pale, probably in the morning she'll wake up, go work, and I will wake up, leave for work, then come maybe after a week or after like 5 days later. So the same will have viewed, it will have toned down. So that time when we're meeting, first of all, it's not about kukeleleshwa, ni kwamba mjakuwa pamoja. You know, that's missing moments. They are the ones that will first overtake those attitudes. So other things now will be sorted out as a by the way, because now it will not be the main thing.
Yeah.
Because at least during that time where there was some absence, so much of course has gone down. Just like we're saying, time is a healer of many things. So at least now we are able to discuss again and move forward.
Well, now that being apart, like on because of your work,
Yeah.
sometimes maybe it could go for a week, 2 weeks or so. How does it affect you? Ama it works to strengthen you, ama does it work against your closeness? How does it come out?
I think first and foremost, I should also maybe give something onto
Yeah,
that.
sure.
It's not like it's only me who moves out, because when we started even our marriage, she also used to move out even for a month also to work. Yes, field work.
Yeah.
There was a lot of resilience because I earned, of course, the trust in her, which I still have. That even when she's out for work. Of course, we need that additional income because we need to move forward. We need to build ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not like now if we tell her not to move out, not to go and work. Does it really help? It even doesn't grow her career.
Yeah.
I will be a very mean person.
Mm-hmm.
But at least because I have the trust in her and I know when she goes out, she goes to work. So I want to let it go. She'll go work, I'll go work, and finally at the end of the day, we meet together and life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have things that we want to do and we have planned a number of things and we have to actualize them.
And of course, that period that you're apart, it gives you time to miss each other more.
Definitely. Okay, there might be a few moments of loneliness here and there. Of course, sometimes, especially when the kids were a bit younger, you'd feel like this person needs to be here helping you out. But then at the end of the day, you know what you're working towards. And in the process, if you know this person is supposed to come on a certain day, that helps you prepare for this person. So you've been away for a while, and that helps like rebuild or kind of build your love or your bond together. So yes, it kind of works in its own way. I don't know if we'd have to wake up every morning together, whether that would still be the same case, but that distance works in our advantage, and then in the process we also keep communication lines open, because like he can do a night without calling, so at least we make sure every evening we have that conversation before we sleep. Sometimes it's not easy depending on whether his work situation allows, but at least we make at least some minutes for one another, so that also helps to keep us bonded in our own unusual way. Yeah,
Well, and you take it to your advantage, of course.
definitely.
Yeah, so I'm picking some lines here, like even in such distance, communication has to be good.
Very true.
So actually, I'm thinking communication is also a key in a relationship. For a relationship or a marriage to work,
Yeah.
communication really has to be looked into.
Sure.
Because I'm imagining if you went for a month or a week, if you went for 2 weeks or so, and then you all go silent. I mean, unajua, even that bond kind of weakens, and you keep wondering, like, you always have questions. What is not happening?
Yeah.
What is keeping him so busy that he doesn't even remember us? What is keeping her so busy that, you know? So I'm thinking communication is also one of the major ingredients.
Sure.
It actually is. It never passes a day where we cannot communicate. From wherever we are, we have to. That way, wajua saa zile hata kama umekasirikiwa, just call and say good night.
Yeah.
Somehow it works.
Okay. I have to get over my
Umekasirikiwa. That was the word. Oh my
But
goodness.
as long as hata kama kumekasirikwa,
Yes.
simu itachukuliwa. Now that is nice. That's very nice. I mean it's wow, it's interesting. Now I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
And now because can I ask something about development and projects?
Sure.
As a couple, we are two individuals coming together.
Yeah.
And as you're coming together, each of you has dreams, you have a goal, you have a vision.
Sure.
And maybe the way I envisioned that my 10 years to come will be is totally different from how you envisioned yours.
Sure.
Yes.
But I believe when you come together, maybe you sit down, put everything on the table, and maybe look at things. How often, or like when you have a project or when you're planning on your development things, do you find challenges in agreeing on what to take first or what to do? Okay, let me break this down a little. In a marriage or in a relationship, when you two people come together, unaweza pata one person feels maybe I'd like to do rentals when I get some good money.
Yeah.
And another one will feel I'd rather I start with a home so that we have somewhere to come from when we're doing another
Project.
And now, because these are two major projects, they're equally important and good. But now here you have to prioritize. How do you find this? How do you go about it? Is it challenging to like be able to agree? Okay, we need both, but now we'll take this one first.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's not easy because we have to sit down and agree on a few things. And just like you did put it, her likes, they are not probably my likes.
Yeah.
Because I remember even our home, we should have built like 2 or 4 years ago. Because that is what she actually wanted. But me, I was like, instead of putting that money into her home first, why can't we first invest and see if it can increase something more
Yeah.
to assist us now put up a home? So we could not agree on that first. But somehow, well, and to convince her, because whatever cash we had probably was not enough to put up the home that we wanted.
Very true.
So somehow she had to take it shingo pande. But now when it came time for us now to build home, at least we talked, we agreed, and we agreed this is the best time for us to do that.
Yeah.
So we did not, it's not like one person decided it's now time to build and it worked.
Yeah.
So we sat down, we agreed, we talked, and agreed now we can invest in a home. As we still think of investing on other things, at least we'll have somewhere to get out of as we invest on other things. Yeah.
That was a brilliant idea, and I'm happy that you guys agreed, because I think this is an area that brings so many issues
Conflicts.
and conflicts, and at some point you find even marriages breaking because of such an issue. And I'm happy for you guys that you are able to come together and agree, and you're doing it well. And because I think we've really touched so many areas in marriages and relationships, and I'm very sure we've been able to get enlightened and also pick points here and there that can help us build our relationships.
Yeah.
Now, as a parting shot, I'd like each of you to share which was the best moment of your 13-year marriage. And of course, I'm sure you dated for a while there before.
Yeah, sure.
So I imagine there has to be a best moment. You know, that thrilling moment. I don't know if it was. I no, let me not preempt. Let me start with Christine.
Okay, there've been so many good moments.
The best of best.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to imagine which is my best. Ah, my goodness. Hmm. Let's see. Huh.
Okay.
It is tough. It is actually tough. For you to have lived together for 13 years, you'll have to have so many highs, just as well as you have a few lows. So it makes it pinpointing to a certain moment a bit difficult.
Okay, the 2 or 3 basi.
Okay, let's begin from just moving into our own home. That has been such a plus for me. It was such a joy that before my children outgrew us, they have a place they can call our home. These definitely were these theirs. So like having that moment and kind of coming within my birthday month, that was an awesome a high moment for me. It was here. So like for that year, it was just amazing. Of course, we've had other few zenye si lazima tumention hapa. But they're quite a few, yeah. So we're grateful.
Well, there have been a number, but I'll just pick on one.
Sure.
And I know us moving here, like she's saying, was an awesome moment for us. But I will not pick on that one. I'll pick on another moment that I do remember very well. You know, that moment unaenda sasa kwa wazazi. Ile sasa unaenda kupiga ripoti kwamba unataka msichana wenyewe. That's a moment that I will not forget. Yeah? It's because of our uncle, that is now who is the brother to
My
our
dad.
dad. That moment when he did ask a question that the question actually was directed to her, whether those things that I am actually carrying with my people there to their home, aliulizwa kama amekubali zichukuliwe ama zirudi. So that moment when she gave a go ahead, I knew at least I've gotten what I needed.
It brought all the joy.
Yeah, that was the moment.
Wow, and that's so fulfilling. I'm really happy for you. There were no rejections. Hakuna kusita sita. Am I sure? Anyway, it has been fun and quite a nice moment having you guys on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Brought laughter and so much enlightenment to add to the fans, and I'm very sure we'll be meeting more and more. I really thank you. Asante sana. Thank you my viewer kwa kuwa pamoja nasi. Tunatumai kwamba umejifurahisha kabisa. Subscribe to our channel so that you can continue enjoying more and more of our content. Thank you.